Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Tarot Tuesday. I am all over the place in this video. I don't know what is going on. I don't know if I'm just distracted or what, or just tired, but sometimes we just show up and try our best, you know? So that's what you're getting from me today, to be real with you. Today we're going over the Hermit card. This is a Virgo card. This is all about wisdom and yourself. Today's makeup look is based off of being myself, so I wanted to do a natural makeup look. That's kind of like a no makeup look. I just really wanted it to reflect me and my natural features and not do too much craziness or whatever. Just kind of keeping it simple, low key in my t-shirt, just being me, girl. So let's dive into it. Okay, y'all know the drill by now. Can't hold up the card and do my makeup, so I'm gonna throw one up right here for you to kind of reference as we go through today's card. But let's go ahead and get right into it. The Hermit is an older man who's standing there on the edge of a mountain with the lantern in his hand. And as we've seen in the previous cards, we know that the mountains represent like journeys that we've been on, so that's exactly what is being represented in this card as well. Hermit's made it to the top of this mountain, and that's an accomplishment. He got there. We also know from our previous cards that mountain is all about growth and going through the journey to get to the top of the mountain. So this is a huge accomplishment, shows your development and your success throughout these journeys. So this card is also kind of getting to the knowledge that you've gained through this experience, because experiences through life, we all gain knowledge and wisdom. And the man is old, so he obviously carries wisdom from his journey up to the top of that mountain. Not only are we gaining the knowledge from our journey up, but we have a spiritual knowledge as well, because the major arcana is all the overall the spiritual journey up to your higher self. So really it's an overall journey for you. He's ready to share everything he's learned throughout his spiritual journey. And like I said, he's old, so he's got that wisdom. You know what I'm saying? There's a deep commitment that he made in order to get to the top of the mountain. Because if you really think about hiking a mountain, okay, you got to commit. You got to commit, you got to get through the hard parts in order to get to that top, to get the beautiful view. This is exactly what the Hermit is encompassing, is that commitment within in order to achieve that higher self and the spiritual knowledge about yourself. If you look at the lantern that he's holding, it has a star with 6 points on the inside, which is representing the Seal of Solomon. And that is even more in tune with the spiritual journey, because that symbol alone represents wisdom itself. He's holding a stick in his other hand. That's called a staff, and that is just always going to be representing authority and power. So he's made it to the top. He's got everything he needs in order to get to the next level. He's got the power within him. I feel like I never use my hands to rub skin tint in, and I don't know how people do it without being so messy. Do you know what I mean? To have makeup everywhere. Okay, let's get into the deeper meaning of the card. So when you're pulling this card upright in a general reading, it's really calling to the inner knowledge and trusting the inner knowledge within yourself. The Hermit is also kind of referred to as the lonely wanderer because he's by himself. And it's kind of like calling into being lonely. And he's searching for things that can only be found in complete solitude, and really trusting that inner voice within you to give you the answers that you're looking for. I'm going to be trying out this new e.l.f. contour bronzer liquid. Hello, words. I'm trying out this new liquid bronzer and contour by e.l.f. It's not new, but it's new to me, so we'll see how we like it. But yeah, so the Hermit is really just channeling that inner self of listening to your inner voice and just getting away from the crowd and what's being told all around you. If you think about it, we're constantly being influenced by those around us, whether it's the music we listen to, the people we hang out around, our families, pop culture, just everything like that. We are constantly being influenced by. Wow, I really like this product, side note. But he's also walking by himself at night, which is really showing the unconscious side of things and diving into your subconscious and what hides in there. Hermit is being guided by the North Star, so he's bound to find his way to the correct destination, but he has to do it by himself. That contour was a lot more pigmented than I was expecting, so I'm just like trying to blend it out a little bit more. But when you're seeing this card, you might be contemplating that you need to spend more time alone and in your own thoughts and presence. And it's kind of a reminder to never be scared to just take the time to be with yourself for a moment. You know, we're our most important person in our lives. So don't be afraid to take time to yourself if you've been kind of contemplating it and putting yourself not first. Because sometimes when you give yourself and allow yourself to just sit with yourself, how many times can I say yourself? I put way too much blush on. I'm just having a day, I guess. But when you allow yourself to just be alone and be in solitude, it can really help clear up your mind and kind of calm down the noise that we have up in our noggin. The Hermit could also be challenging you here to tap into your authentic self. You may be striving away from your authenticity, and this is a reminder to tone it back in, girl. Be authentic in who you are because there's no shame in who you are. So tap into that authenticity. I'm just trying to like tone this down because I'm just having an off day, I feel. Sometimes I wonder if the days I do these videos on are the days where I need that card in my life. And I know that sounds crazy, but I just feel like I needed the Hermit card, or I needed to kind of tap into the Hermit card today because I've just been a little off, and I feel like I need to just sit with myself and like figure out why am I feeling this way. So you might be pulling this card wondering, what are my next steps? Or you might be in a position in your life where you're just kind of a little lost or feeling a little lost. And if you're pulling this, it's kind of just telling you like, hey, the answers are within, but you need to be brave enough to sit down with yourself and look within. Let's talk about what this card means in a love reading. So love is one of the greatest mysteries in this life, right? We all search for it, we all long for it. And love really requires you to know yourself and know your needs, your insecurities, what you need. Love languages, right? You should really know your love language in order to know how and what makes you feel loved in life, because everyone is so different and there's so many different ways to love someone and to receive and give love. It's kind of like that saying that I have mixed feelings about, because that's a whole nother rant I could go on, but it's like you have to love yourself first before you can love others. But to kind of branch off of that, you do have to know yourself in order to receive love. So if you are not self-aware or spiritually aware of yourself, how do you expect someone else to know how to love you correctly? So if you're pulling this in a love reading and you're single, this could really be telling you to take some time, learn about yourself before getting into a relationship or even starting to look for a relationship, because you need to get in touch with yourself and who you are first. If you're in a relationship and you're pulling this card, this could just really be telling you to slow down and kind of separate yourself from who you are dating or married to or in a situationship with, whoever that is for you. It's telling you to kind of separate yourself from that and look at yourself as an individual first, because maybe you're having problems or maybe you guys are lacking, but maybe you just have to kind of turn to yourself first, realize that you are your own individual person and you each are individual persons. So really separating yourself from the couple is important here. Just threw on some quick mascara, nothing crazy here. A clear gloss. If you're pulling this in a career reading, you need to spend some time up in here thinking about what you want out of your career. So you might feel right now that your career isn't what you expected, it's not what you wanted. So take the time to sit with yourself and ask yourself, okay, I know I'm not happy. What is it that would make me happy? Because we can sit here and complain about our job all day long, babe. But until you really sit down with yourself and give yourself a solution of, this is what I want actually, this is what I know that my heart desires and the journey I want to go towards in my career, until you have that, there's no point in just sitting there and complaining. Do you know what I mean? That's not going to do anything for you. If you've been pursuing a career solely based off of money and you're sitting there and you're making money but you're not happy, calling myself out here. So I'm telling you that this card just presents itself when it's needed. If you're simply chasing a career because of money, you're going to get that job and you're still going to be unhappy. Even though you're making the money, you have to do that career every single day. It takes up 40 or more hours of your week. So really sit there and reflect. Do I want to spend 40 hours of my week, day in and day out, doing this? And what can I do 40 hours a week and be happy with? Look for your purpose, look for your meaning within your work. And what does this mean in a financial reading? When you pulled the Hermit in a financial reading, you might be realizing that money does not bring you happiness anymore, or it never has and it never will. This might be telling you to stop focusing on the materialistic things in life and really turn your focus onto what fulfills you spiritually and wholly as a person. What is going to drive you to truly find fulfillment in your finances and in your life's needs. So that's it for the Hermit card, guys. Pretty short, simple, sweet, to the point. It's really about yourself here. You want to do some self-reflection. You want to do some spiritual reflection within yourself. Some of the main key words on this card is soul searching, spiritual enlightenment, self-reflection, introspection, contemplation, inner guidance, solitude, sanctuary, and so on. We're getting the trend of self and inner consciousness, inner spiritualness. Is that a word? Spiritualness? Spirituality. That sounded right? If you're new to my videos, each one of my cards, most of them have this nice quote on the side that kind of reflect the card itself. And the Hermit's quote is, "I honor my spiritual self." So don't be afraid of yourself. Dive in deep. Pay attention to what fulfills you. Maybe you need to reflect more and you're not paying attention to that. And this is just re-guiding you to have some time by yourself. Think about what you want. Think about what you desire in this life. What would fulfill you? Stop listening to what's going on the outside. Who cares about who has the nicest car? Who cares about having the nicest house? Who cares about having all these materialistic things? It's really what is going to fulfill you and what your journey and meaning is in this life. So stop, reflect, and think on that. But this is going to conclude today's video. This is the final look. Simple, everyday, no makeup that you can go to. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another video with me, and I'll see you in the next one.